Good afternoon, my dear viewer. It's another beautiful day in the land of the free, and I have some precious time to spend with the wife element and the beautiful dogling of wonders, Ekaterina, or simply Katie. Now you may wonder, what makes Canada the greatest country ever invented by the minds of man? And my answer to you is, it's all divine providence. So I have absolutely no idea what I'm going to talk about, but I did want to talk about something. I was thinking about talking about atheism as usual, but you know what? To be honest with you, dear viewer, there's hardly any point in me putting out these videos, apart from the odd, you know, one person out of like 30 that actually gets something out of it and responds in a cogent fashion. I mean, I wonder if it's worth it for that one person. I guess the answer would have to be that if even a single person, that's a good little dogling. What are you up to over there, though? Riff, 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 riff. So, in any case, you know, it's amazing that, yeah, if just one person actually gets something out of my recording, then it's worth it. It's amazing the way my beautiful wife element takes care of this dogling. I guess that's what I should make this video on. My wife and her dog. I was going to talk about imperialism. I talked to a good friend of mine in the States yesterday, Cliff Robertson. He was in the Navy for like 10 years. He's a walking encyclopedia. He's currently a network engineer with the Department of Transportation in Tennessee. And by the way, he works remotely. He lives on a ranch with his mom and farms and stuff like this. And he got me into reading about the Native Indian genocide, right? Native Indian genocide essentially means that the white man, the so-called white European, the WASP or whatever it was that came over from Europe and took over and colonized all of the Americas and then eventually pretty much the whole world or whatever the hell happened. I mean, the whole thing is this. Don't think I'm anti-American. Don't think I'm anti-anything. I'm anti-nothing except stupid and idiotic people and rude people and obnoxious people. You could be a so-called Shia Muslim like me, and you could be a fucking asshole. Or you could be ISIS. Well, not ISIS. That's probably too extreme an example. You could be Jewish, Christian, atheist, Buddhist, anything, like agnostic, whatever it is. But if you're a good person and you've got principles, you're all right in my book. And all that means is you're honest, you're compassionate, you're a just person, you believe in fair play, you don't steal from people, you're not greedy, all this kind of stuff. Right? You've got a heart. As long as you've got a heart, my dear friend, the heart of the matter is that you should have a heart. I'm wondering if I should put my beautiful driving glasses back on in order to make more of an impression on your impressionable young minds. So yeah, my wife and her dog. Plus, on a side note, because I like to talk about at least 2 to 3 things at a time, my friend Clifford, not Clifford, but Cliff, he told me that when the Europeans came over, the Native American population in America was more than the size of Europe. Now, it sounds like a lot, but apparently the number was, let's say, south of 20 million. 12 million, 18, it was about 18 million, out of which 12 or 15 million were killed. I mean, the point is this, that they came over from Europe and decimated a population which is essentially, you know, as large as that of Europe. And riffity woof. And then the thing is, it wasn't just like, sometimes we have this notion that, you know, well, a lot of Indians died through smallpox, or a lot of Indians died through white man's diseases. It wasn't really a white man's fault, anything like that. Now, the thing of the matter is this. They actually handed out blankets with smallpox on them. They killed them, they knifed them, they blew them up, they did whatever they could. They basically marginalized them and killed them and got rid of them. And unfortunately, that sad chapter of the American dream is based on the subjugation, not even the subjugation, but basically the genocide of like a whole race of people. Not to mention the fact that, you know, you've got the native Indian question, and then you have the question of slavery. Now, unfortunately, slavery was a matter-of-fact kind of, you know, reality of life back then. What are you up to over there? So slavery was a matter-of-fact reality of life back then. And a lot of the founding fathers, at least Thomas Jefferson, one of them... Yeah, so she's like comfortable with mommy right there. Like the way that this lady takes care of her dog, my dear folks, is incredible. So just very quickly, I love the founding fathers, by the way. They gave up their lives, they gave up their properties, they gave up everything, sacrificed everything for this principle, this noble principle of theirs, which is basically equality. Equality for all, regardless of religion, regardless of race, regardless of sect, regardless of creed. Everyone's created equal. Unfortunately, you know, that everyone doesn't include blacks. Yeah, because Thomas Jefferson had slaves. So there's a bit of hypocrisy going on. I'm very sorry to have to say this to my American friends or anyone who has sentiments leaning in that direction. I do, by the way, too. That's why I couch my words very carefully. Second thing is that natives don't count at all, right? Let's just go in and kill all the Indians and then we build the American dream. Let's just go in and enslave Africans to take them over there to build our new country, and then we'll talk about equality of the masses. And so Americans couldn't vote until the 60s, and natives couldn't vote. Natives didn't have any rights and all this kind of stuff. So that sordid little segment of US history aside, I want to talk about this beautiful woman who is purported to be my wife of 11 years now, and the way she takes care of this dog. Now, first thing I want to say to you is this, my dearest viewer. You're not ever going to pat a creature with softer and more delicious and felt velvety hair than this little monstrosity of nature. And the reason is that she gets not just shampoo on a regular basis, but she gets nice doggy shampoo. She gets her eyes washed every day. She gets her teeth brushed every day, right, babe? She gets all kinds of doggy biscuits and snacks. My wife actually makes her beef jerky. Essentially, that's a really doggy beef jerky. So, to say that a dog is full of love is one thing. I figured out what it is. Bring it on, man. Bring it on, my good man. There you go. Good job. Not quite sure what he was honking at, but it must have been something, right? So, I figured out what it is with dogs. They say that a dog is man's best friend. Well, the fact of the matter is that man is also dog's best friend. Because it's both ways. It's give and take, right? So, not only does a dog devote itself entirely to the person, but at the same time, what I found with Cathy is, like, I fell in love with Cathy, the dog. When the dog originally showed up on the scene, I was actually very kind of nervous, because I'm a Muslim, and in Islam, you know, dogs are actually impure animals. I've explained that to my wife, but with this furball of a creature, let's see what time it is and show off my new Fossil watch, my dearest viewers. It's coming up on 11 años. I said 11 años, and it's coming up on 11. Anyhow, it's coming up on 11. So, Cathy shows up. Now, the thing is, dogs are impure. Pigs and dogs are impure in Islam. So, if she licks me, I gotta wash my hand. If she, like, shits on me, God forbid, it's the end of the world, right? And so, I'm taking constant baths, washing myself constantly, changing my clothes. I've got a set of praying clothes. I've got a set of dirty clothes. But here's the thing that made me fall in love with her. First of all, when she was first born, she was about literally as big as, well, just a bit bigger than my hand. Yeah? And she was a little furball, and we'd take her for walks, and then people would people would just stop in the street to pet her. Oh my God, she's so cute. Oh my God, and we'd be like, yeah. We had to basically hide her if we wanted to get anywhere. The bag that my wife has, just about that size of bag, she has a purse, essentially, just about the same size. And she used to carry, and she still does, but it doesn't work as well, but she used to carry Catty around in it. Now, when Catty originally showed up, I wasn't that keen on having her sit in my lap and lick me and do all these kinds of things. Now, on the other hand, one day I showed up, and it was after about a week or 2 weeks. She was so excited to see me. She jumped, and she was jumping up my knee. She'd jump up and she's pawing, and you know, she'd do that right now. If I go up to her and I'd be like, hey Catty, hey Catty, hey Catty. Well, she's not that impressed anymore, because right now you can see that she's pointed and she's tired, you say? She's pointed in mommy's direction. She just wants to be with mommy the whole time. If mommy starts walking in that direction, do you want to show them, babe? Just start walking in that direction. And there she goes. Not even 1 second and she's off after mommy. So she just wants to be around mommy the whole time. And when I showed up that day, my dear viewer, she basically went ape shit. I have to say it. She's jumping up on my knees. She's doing pirouettes. She's going crazy. And I think to myself, man, you can't resist something like that. If you have an animal that, or a person that loves you that much and wholeheartedly and is devoted to you, and it's an unconditional kind of thing, then what are you going to do? There's nothing you can do but reciprocate, right? You're not going to be like, oh, well, I'm too good for this dog. I'm a Muslim and I mustn't let this animal near me or basically, touch me or lick me or anything. So that's part A. But part B of it is the fact that this silly little mutt not only loves you, but it allows you to love it too. So basically, you know what? With relationships and human beings, what happens is that, you know, sometimes you try and show someone love, like this creature over here. I try and show her love, but sometimes there's a misunderstanding and she doesn't get me and we both end up hurting each other. With Catty, there's no such thing. As long as you're nice to her and as long as you take care of her and as long as you, obviously you don't hit her or God forbid or you know, sometimes you got to put her in pain, like she had hair in her ears that we needed to get pulled out. That's about the biggest part of it. And one time my wife went to Calgary to take care of some business, and she was gone for 2 weeks. And when she came back, the dog was mad at her, and the dog didn't hang out with her apparently, right, babe? So, but other than that, so that's the thing right there. So, amazing woman, native genocide, and quid pro quo. You love the dog, and the dog accepts your love, and at the same time, the dog loves you, and it's totally unconditional. There's no strings attached. So, saying that, over and out for now, and considering that we're standing underneath the flag representing the great, corporation alert, the flag representing the greatest country on the planet, I might as well end with a, oh, say, can you see? Wrong. Reverse. Oh, Canada, our home and native land. True patriot love in all thy sons command. It says in all our sons, and I'm one of the people that thinks that line in their national anthem should be changed to all of us. In all thy sons command, forget all thy sons, in all of us. Because obviously women do have a right to be heard and represented, and you know, the same as if a woman does stuff, she deserves a right and reciprocal, you know, whatever it is. You know what I'm talking about, right? So there should be no reason. Like, if we've gone to a point in history where, you know, the whole topic has been so sensitized, like, I'm not going to say you should say her story as well as history. History and herstory, that's taking it too far. But I'm a writer myself, my dear viewer. You may check out my blog, zaidyboy.blogspot.ca. You'll find my books and all this kind of stuff on there, some of them at least. And I actually have to upload The Art of Suffering on there. but you may go to my sales and marketing website, salesandmarketingforyou.com, separated by hyphens. And what you'll see, if you pay attention, is that I try and use a generic kind of pronoun or whatever it's called. I don't say his, I say their, or a person, or something like that. And all of us come on. Where'd she go? Oh, she's just in her favorite spot, in between mom's legs. Yeah. With glow. Oh wait, hold on. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, our true north. All these people are probably thinking this guy is insane. Our true north, oh man, free from far and wide, like India, we stand on guard for you. Oh, hey Catty, ruff, ruff. God's keeper land, ruff. Glorious and free. Oh, all right, I think we're done here. See you guys later. Appreciate your comments. Forward this to people. Let me get some Google ad money rolling into my bank account, etc., etc. And by the way, go do your own thing too. It's so much fun making these stupid videos. You might get some nice comments, and you know, you got something to show people apart from pictures. All right, over and out for now. Over and out for now. Now.